This is National 9 News with Joe Hall.
And Sky Heights wins Damien Oliver his fourth Caulfield Cup. Good evening. Fast finishing win in today's Caulfield Cup was almost overshadowed by a doping scandal. Police are investigating the nobbling of two Caulfield trained horses which were due to race this afternoon. Anthony Mithen begins our coverage.
The Melbourne Cup is the race that stops a nation. Caulfield, though, is doing its best. The racing world was shocked this morning to learn that two of today's favourite runners in races other than the Cup had been nobbled. Both trained by Tony Vazel, it was business as usual at his stables this morning, although he was too distressed to speak as promising Pareto and speedy group horse Marstic battled for their lives. Police are now investigating the attack.
They were affected to such an extent that they'd be incapable of racing. That's about as far as I can go.
The racing fraternity was disgusted by the act of malice, some trainers deeply concerned.
You don't like these things to be happening anywhere in racing, and especially when it's so close to your own stables, you know.
Racing police stepped up pre-race blood testing, swabbing nearly 75% of the day's runners. Chief Steward Des Gleeson, who inspected the two horses yesterday, wouldn't comment on the matter, but did make his message clear to Cup jockeys.
We wish you a good, safe ride and may the best horse and rider win.
The doping saga was tipped out of the limelight as last-minute nerves kicked in for the $1.8 million Cup. Trainers delivering last-minute instructions.
It's good, nice to see. It's good walking around here.
But it was a familiar face who had the responsibility of riding 2-to-1 favourite Sky Heights. It turned out to be the best seat in the house.
Leith and Sky Heights at Hammer and Tongo. Leith, Sky Heights, they hit the line. Photo. Sky Heights by a nose to Leith in a flurry as third.
For winning trainer Colin Alderson, it erased the bitter memories of 12 months ago. For winning jockey Damien Oliver, it was Cup number 4. Do you pinch yourself a bit, 4 Cups at the age of 27?
It's when you stop to think about it, it's hard to believe. But it's I love winning big races like this. This is what you ride every day for.
Alderson, though, was trying to keep his feet on the ground.
I still got to get up in the morning and pick up the manure.
Anthony Mithen, National 9 News.
As you saw earlier, Sky Heights has given Damien Oliver his 4th Caulfield Cup. Sky Heights started a 5-2 favourite, beating LaBille with In a Flurry third. But as Michael Roberts reports, other races also held plenty of interest.
With the track upgraded to dead, jockey Greg Hall was confident on Delirious in the IGA Supermarket Stakes.
He's spot on today.
He's spot on, mate. Couldn't be better.
In the early going, it was Withdrawn, which was forthcoming. On the corner, Northern Song was on song, but the third emergency in the race took his chance and picked off an inside run.
Another Neptune has burst through on the fence. Wide out as Weasel Will, but it's another Neptune from Strident closing the last bit, but another Neptune right on the fence won it.
Another Neptune started at 50s, giving Craig Williams a riding double. Strident next to 12s. Equal favourite Weasel Will third. In the 1100 metre Scalacci Stakes, Natois had to find a path around 3 litres. Greg Hall the perfect finish.
Natois going home a shade the better. Put the head in front of Far Rain and Natois. Natois drew clear and won at 3/4 to Far Rain.
Natois was at 20-1. Far Rain 9-2, a .11s. So the daily double at Caulfield paid $21 for the numbers 1 and 1. The quaddie for 19, 13, 1 and 7 was worth more than $62,000 and the straight 6 jackpots. Michael Roberts, National 9 News.
More than 43,000 people, a record crowd, flocked to Caulfield for the big race and a day of sunshine, champagne and fun. Susie Calder joined them.
Sunshine at last on one of the more turbulent weeks in racing history. The Caulfield Cup today turned 123, and while much has changed in the Glamour Stakes, the order of the day remains the same: champagne, cash and a tip.
I wouldn't be surprised if an outsider gets in.
I think I'd have to go for the favourite.
Away from the track, hundreds of Tabcorp telephone betting operators walked off the job after failing to secure a wage increase. The extent of disruption to betting won't be known until Monday. But that didn't matter to the crowds jostling for pole position at Caulfield's popular front lawn, some toasting more than big wins.
Happy birthday to you! Cheers!
Early race action had fans jumping for joy. Just as impressive, though, fashions on the field, hotly contested by a record 60 entrants. This year's winner with a design of her own.
My Fair Lady, obviously, Audrey Hepburn, but basically just big and fantastic. So
more than 40,000 punters have gathered trackside to celebrate the last Caulfield Cup of the century. Among them, a former jockey who claimed his first win here 50 years ago today.
Well, I was only young then, and it was just a win, you know, but it was about a week later and I suddenly realised I'd won a big race.
A feat these would-be jockeys can only dream of.
If the horse holds up, we're going to win for sure.
Winning hearts this Caulfield Cup regular.
A two more adults couldn't tell me apart.
Susie Calder, National 9 News.
This has been a National 9 News presentation.